This program is designed to provide general information with regards to the subject matters covered. This information is given with the understanding that neither the hosts, guests, sponsors, or station are engaged in rendering any specific and personal, medical, financial, legal, counseling, professional service, or any advice. You should seek the services of competent professionals before applying or trying any suggested ideas.
Welcome to Behind the Scenes, for your half-assed entertainment news with no bullshit, with our hosts, the Baroness and Bear Fiorda, only on Talk 4 Media.
G'day, guys. Welcome to Behind the Scenes, also known as Influenza Central. We are Influenza Central. Kimmy, I think you'll have to put those back where they were for today and figure it out next time.
How about Sick Body Central?
We have our behind the scenes going where you can kind of see what's going on and everything else in the background. And I'm so far in the foreground, Bear looks like a midget next to me.
That's okay. That's part of our shtick.
But not part of like the sexy porno kind of midgets.
No, I'm not coming in with a pizza box half my body size.
No.
Why do you sound so disappointed at that?
I am so pink right now. So I have the flu. Bear is sick. My daughter's sick. My Alexis is sick.
And so in solidarity, we are wearing pajamas with each other.
He's wearing pajamas because I didn't get dressed. I put makeup on, sort of.
You did. And you helped powder me up. You know,
you did powder on you.
You did great.
We are both bright pink. I'm this gorgeous shade of fuchsia. I've got tape on my nose because I can't breathe. It's going so good.
Wait, you had tape because you can't breathe?
No, I couldn't
feel like
breathe.
Tape would hinder it further.
I bashed my nose, so I'm trying to keep the airways open.
Got it.
I'm puffy and I'm tired. I need to get a hold of Renaissance MD. They did my my laser peel. I need to get a hold of them and be like, what can you do for this?
You know, they have,
basically make me pretty.
They have this device that you attach to your nose and it pulls and pulls and it sits like a band right here and it just pulls your nostrils apart.
Yeah, I gave Alexis one of those for her birthday.
Is it magnetized or does it just sit there and release like Vicks in there?
Neither. It sticks to the nose and pulls on the skin.
Oh,
anyway.
Cool.
So long story short, they're in the box.
Be good for fighting.
We have a bunch.
Clear our ways, you know? What? Don't look at me like that with your broken nose. Get Renaissance MD to come help you. I love the little snort as it comes in.
I can't breathe. So if you want to look at, I got to get Renaissance MD to make me look pretty after this because I look horrible.
You're beautiful as
and
you
then
are.
Shout out, by the way, Tiny Bubbles Hair Salon in Palm Springs, California, and Tousled, Maine. They are going to be fixing my hair because I was sick. I was like, I can put some highlights in myself. I bought one of those highlighting caps, pulled things through. I now look like a tiger. So I'm going to get my hair fixed at Tousled, Maine. And Bellamy does all my extensions and stuff. Mm-hmm. And so I've got to call them and be like, hi, I screwed up my hair.
Listen,
can you give me extensions that match my tiger stripes?
The tiger stripes is a good look. It's in right now, right? Aren't people all about their 80s and 70s looks?
No.
Oh.
That's why I was like,
trends change so fast. I don't know. I miss out.
Tiny Bubbles used to do it and does a great job on my hair. But Tousled, Maine's going to come in and fix what I did so I don't have to admit it to Tiny Bubbles.
Well, that's very... Very nice of you to
shout out to Tousled, Maine. That's my my sister-in-law, by the way.
No, it's still sponsored.
So she is. So I'm saying that's why, like, usually you hear about Tiny Bubbles, they do my hair. Well, my sister-in-law owns Tousled, Maine, and she's coming in to fix it. So she's coming in to fix what I broke.
Well, speaking of fixing metaphorical fires, what do you think of the actual fires going on in Los Angeles?
Well, I'm Australian. I'm used to everything burning.
Yeah, you guys had the worst fire. What was it, 2023 or whole continent, whatever you guys are, was burning.
Every single year, every Christmas, everything's on fire. I am sorry for Los Angeles. I have a hair stuck to the tape on my nose and it's wiggling. It's driving me crazy. I can see it.
Saying I'm sorry for Los Angeles and then diving into a hair on your nose.
It's distracting the hell out of me.
Gotcha.
Do you want me to find it? If you can see it. As far as Los Angeles goes,
I cannot.
I don't know what to say. It's horrifying. Mm-hmm. The loss of homes. I know everyone's like, well, nobody died. But losing your home is horrifying.
2 people have died confirmed.
Okay, I didn't hear that.
No, I'm telling you. Like, I'm shocked that the other people are just saying that out there. And they don't have.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the loss of life. But more than that, when you look at loss of life, loss of property. I mean, it's horrifying, especially with housing prices in Los Angeles. You pour your whole life into it. And it tears you apart. I mean, it's really, Kimmy, would you delete that and restart it because of moving that around, please? Sorry, we're talking about the behind the scenes. They got a shot of where we live, and we try not to encourage stalkers because I have something like 30 restraining orders for people that decided we're supposed. How many restraining orders do I? Huh? 52.
The courts love
I wasn't
you.
even close.
You're single-handedly supporting the Riverside County court system.
No,
right now.
so I started as a Victoria's Secret model.
Right.
So a lot of these go way back. It's not the more recent ones are only the last few years. A couple that decided, God said we were supposed to be together. There was one guy. He really, really freaked me out. Bear actually came and stayed and slept in front of my door on an air mattress. It got that bad.
Yeah.
Well,
I will do it again if it ever calls. If the need ever arises.
Okay, you can get out of my bed and go to the air mattress.
What's the need?
I want you out of my bed because I'm mad at you.
That's not a need. That's a want. That's a Santa Claus kind of want, and you may not be on his good list.
I don't feel good.
I know.
So
they say
essentially,
something like 1,000 buildings have already burned down in Los Angeles. How do you think that's going to impact the filming world too? Like, I'm sure some of the people in the industry were hit. I'm sure some locations were lost that you guys would use for it.
I'm gonna say Hollywood Hills. Yeah, it's gonna hit us. I'm gonna say this in the most straightforward way I can. I make more money than most people. I have more privileges in what I do. I have a more unique and interesting life. There is a reason everyone wants to work in Hollywood. Yes, it sucks for people in the entertainment industry, but we'll hustle. We'll figure ourselves out. It's terrible, but we will. And in those areas, you have insurance. You have fire insurance, flood insurance, that sort of thing.
Unless you're with State Farm.
Yeah, unless you're with State Farm. I'm more worried not about the people in Hollywood. I'm more worried about the people that aren't.
That's true.
Because, I mean, for me, I know it's okay. It sucks, but a couple of films and I'm fine.
Yeah.
A couple of TV shows and I'm fine. Some product placement, I'm fine. Okay. I need some cash. We'll pull some sponsors on the show. Like it's like you can go pick up a fight. Yes, I work very, very hard for my job, for sure. I work a minimum of 12 hours. My average is 18 hours a day. It is a ridiculous amount, but I'm well compensated. That's not the same for everyone.
No. And
I don't want to pretend that, people in my industry, it's like when I hear influencers, who is that Michaela chick?
Oh, complaining about her job.
You don't know how hard it is, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, we are in the luckiest industry in the world. Like, granted, I'm film, not an influencer.
Yeah.
But I watch you bust your butt. You for sure work hard, but you aren't working factory level hard. You aren't even working McDonald's level hard.
No, I'm good. All right, I'm going to say it like this. The job can be as strenuous as I want to make it. I 100% have a more physically demanding job than most people do by nature.
That's because fighting.
Now that said, but
I'm talking about the influencer part.
No, of course. But I'm just going to say this too, because even with fighting, you can kind of apply it the same way. If my gym burns down, I can go to another gym. If someone's employment office burns down, they can't just pick up the next day and go to a different office and start working there. They're out of a job. It's gone. They have to get figured out.
I'm talking about what that Michaela chick said.
Oh, I apply it the same way to influencers. Where
I'm being an influencer. You're an influencer. You have millions and millions of followers. You're not great at monetizing that part. I really need to speak with your managers and agents. They got to monetize you more. You do need to find an agent. But you need you have millions and millions of followers. Your job isn't harder than somebody working a 9-to-5 for sure.
No, and that's what I'm trying to articulate.
The fighting part, yes, it is, because what you do to be an influencer is physically demanding. But when I see like this Michaela chick, like try it for one day, it's that hard and blah blah blah, and I have meetings and I have that, I'm like, bitch, I do that all the time. I'd like to remind everyone, every time we use bad language, we give money to the Boys and Girls Club of America, the Humane Society of America, and Free MMA. We swear because we care.
Yeah, it's all the fucking coal getting into your head.
I do not feel well, and I should not use that language. But essentially, it's just not that easy. It's not that easy to turn around and be like, I don't know how she did it. I wouldn't have the gall. Like I didn't grow up wealthy, but I grew up very privileged. My family is an old family. We're titled. My dad was in the service. I certainly didn't grow up poor. And so it's that moment of, for one moment, I would never think that I could have gotten where I have without the advantages that I've had. My title helps more than anyone knows. And in Bear's case, if he didn't have a mum who busted her butt to make sure he stayed in martial arts,
then I wouldn't have the same career right now that I do. But I think that's what I was. That's what I meant to say. I should say it this way: is I have even in the physically demanding aspect of my job, I have the opportunity to pick up anywhere else. Where I get
you can do your job for anywhere. We're sitting in our living room right now doing this show. And we do it from hotel rooms. We do it from wherever we go. Anywhere.
But for someone who doesn't have that opportunity, that immediately, regardless how physical their job is, makes their job harder to maintain than ours because we can pick it up anywhere. So again, when it comes to people who maybe an influencer is upset that they are getting hate or whatever, so they panic and yell out, well, this is hard. You don't understand, like the Michaela girl.
She got hate because she said it was hard. Yeah. Because everyone's like, because she was talking about how hard it is to be an influencer, and she's like venting to her audience. They're not watching you to vent. They're watching you to do makeup. Nobody watches this show to, learn about the intricacies of knitting. They watch it because it's a behind the scenes on Hollywood.
And no one cares about how hard your life. If you're going to be a public image, you're going to do something
public figure, yeah.
I meant if you're going to be a public figure, you cannot. No one cares about your feelings unless for some reason you're a channel that is solely based on how you feel and people follow you for that. No one cares about how you feel about something. They care what they come there to see. If you're a woodworking person, no one wants to see you crying about something that happened unfortunately in your life, in your world, politics. They want to see your woodwork. That's it.
They do want to see authenticity. They do want to see a glimpse in. But it's the same problem that the Duchess of Sussex is having right now. Is she's trying to present an image that isn't her. She's trying to make people feel bad for her, and bless Prince Harry, but when you see him and her sitting on Oprah, there's a reason they scrub this from the internet, talking about, oh, my daddy cut me off. I'm like, you're 40.
He's got nothing after that, huh?
She's like 45. It's those moments. You people are older than me. I've been on my own since I was 16. What are you thinking?
They keep figuring it out, though. They had the polo show. Meghan's got her new show now.
They're selling off of the royal titles. Yes. And I'm not going to slight that. People take meetings with me because of my title. I'm a baroness. I'm not going to knock that. But you have to put up. It's kind of a put up or shut up moment. And people are watching, the Duchess of Sussex with Mindy Kaling going, well, here's how you do this. And what she's trying to do is aspirational content, very 2010. And you can tell she's kind of stuck in 2010. She has no idea what the world wants to watch now. Everyone's broke. It's the same thing. Same problem with Michaela. Like, don't sit there and bitch about how hard your job is when you're making millions of dollars and people are starving. Don't bitch about, don't try and do an aesthetically pleasing aspirational show when Los Angeles is on fire, when we had people run down on New Year's Eve. Now is not the time.
Yeah, but then you also got the little difficulty.
I'm looking in the comments. Sorry. Okay. Yana, meow. We know someone who lost their home, their office, and their kid's house. Oh my God. Shout out to Yana Lul, Yana Kovas. She is Bear's manager, one of my closest friends and favorite people. I've been avoiding her, so I didn't give her the bubonic plague. I miss her.
We'll see her this weekend.
But apparently someone lost. That's horrifying. They lost everything.
People's lives are literally being burned down right now. So as you said, don't go out there talking about how fancy your new car is or how great your mansion is, which is funny. If your channel is based around showing off stuff like that, I think that's still okay. But you wouldn't want to.
It's not that you can't
flaunt,
I like Yana. She's like, I miss you more. I'm so sorry. I was like, I haven't seen her in days, weeks, months. It's been years. But basically, if you're built on the flex, you're genuinely built on the flex, that's fine. But you have to offer more than that. You saw it with Travis Scott and Kylie Jenner. Should we take my plane or yours? And that was kind of the point that the internet turned.
Yeah, I wouldn't put that out there, quite frankly. That's not great.
You see people, it was I like Gal Gadot, and bless her, she's a good person. She is. I'm not slighting her, but after the Imagine thing during the pandemic, people really pushed back. They were not loving people telling them how to live. I certainly, I'm lucky. My first house, my uncle helped me get.
Right.
My first car, I've had family, like I didn't have to struggle. I've had my own struggles.
In a fortunate position.
I've had my own struggles, and that was when I was an adult. When I was 16, I was on my own, I was working, but I was a Victoria's Secret model. So I've been very, very fortunate in my life. In Bear's case, you had support from your mom. He opened a business with her, a nonprofit, when he was 18.
That I did.
And so shout out to Free MMA.
one of the charities
That
gets
we
supported by
support.
the show. There's no
But
favoritism
we've
there.
had a lot of support in our lives. Not many people have that. And influencers especially, I think, need to stay in touch with their audience. Speaking of, we have an influencer on the show. I like influencers. They're my favorite people because they're hustlers. Influencers are hustlers.
More than influencer, bodybuilder, entertainment industry person. I mean, hey, welcome to the show, Miss Lauren Power. Dr. Lauren Powers,
it's
actually.
Dr. Powers.
Yes.
It's and let me tell you, if you don't call a doctor, I'm gonna smack you. Give women their due.
I remember. Thank you. Obviously.
It's so funny. You guys are too much.
Well,
Sorry you don't feel well, Summer. That's not good. A lot of people are sick right now, huh?
It is. It's not. I'm not. I don't worry. I shared. I gave it with most of my team. I gave it to Bear. I didn't keep it to myself. I was generous.
You're very generous. I was just going to say.
They're thrilled. They called me a lot of words that start with F. They were thrilled.
Well, you can't give it to me because I'm on the screen. So
that was.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, very safe.
Now, can you tell everyone a little about yourself?
A little? How long does the show go?
Take your time.
Well, speaking of the fires, I was a former firefighter. I was a firefighter engineer here in Orange County.
Wow.
Yeah, but there was a big lawsuit. They didn't want to hire some women, and it was a big deal. I changed the way they hire females across the nation with this big lawsuit with 3 women. It was crazy. So my heart goes out for those guys. Big time.
Congratulations on that, and thank you. I love women that open doors.
Yes, we made change. No woman would have to go through what I did as far as the discrimination for gender discrimination. It was crazy. This was back in 2000. So yeah, we've made change across the country. They have to have a female on the board, human resources, the oral interviews have to be taped. And it was kind of a big deal back in the day. But so I would be out on the lines right now, not sitting here in my home, hanging out with you guys if I was still on the department, but God had a bigger plan for me. So it's all good, but my heart bleeds for what's going on, man. This is just insane.
It is horrifying.
It's insane. There's a lot of theories.
State Farm's trying to call it act of God. So they're trying to get out of paying. A lot of the insurance companies are now trying to call it act of God. I'm like, what is the point of fire insurance? It's not like a meteor hit the house.
Exactly. Well, insurance never wants to pay. I owned a huge wedding company in Laguna Beach, and during the El Nino storms, the whole location slid into the ocean. And again, they said act of God because of the rains, and there was nothing we could do about it. The insurance thing, that's why they're billions of dollar companies, but we have to have it. So it's crazy.
That shocks me because in my brain is like, why would you ever pay for something like flood insurance? How often are floods going to occur that don't have something related to nature? These things don't make sense to anybody. Like you said, this is the whole money making industry.
Yes, isn't everything right?
That's why that CEO.
It's all about the money.
Mm-hmm. It's all about the money.
It's all about the money.
Happen to have this right here.
I like that. That was perfect timing with the prop.
My props. I love my props.
But I think people are getting really sick of the insurance companies and everything. We had that guy Luigi, after having to go through all that with his back, went and shot the. Not that I'm encouraging people, to be clear, not an okay way to handle things. But he went and shot the head of the pharmaceutical company and the insurance company. And rather than people being outraged, left, right, everyone is just like, yes, because everyone knows someone that didn't get covered or didn't get taken care of. So I think the insurance companies are kind of starting to feel that pinch. It did cause a back push with Blue Cross Blue Shield, who was like, maybe we won't restrict anesthetic.
Good.
It's like it was a weird situation.
So much is being exposed though in Hollywood, you have to admit. mean, we're in the same industry, and there's just so much. I mean, the P. Diddy stuff, I mean, that can go on and on forever, but what's really happening, you know, there was some conversations with firefighters trying to save the Getty Museum because the underground tunnels for human trafficking, they were trying to save that. And if one firefighter is going, we can't prioritize what buildings we're going to save based on that. Like there's a lot of crazy stuff going on. And I'm sure you guys are.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's been weird. They're like, no, how about we just save, you know, people? It's not a high bar.
A high bar.
Imagine that, right? So crazy.
I think it's interesting when you find kind of the oligarch types moving in contrast with people like firefighters, soldiers. It's very difficult to get people, I want to say people with integrity or honorable men and women to go along with, you know, dishonorable things. Once you kind of hit that wall, you're seeing it now. It's very, very interesting. One of the things I know the LAPD were helping get some of the people away from the fire areas, and they were getting pressure from some of the higher ups, like, check and see if these people have warrants or if they're here legally. And the cops are like, dude, we're just getting them out. Like, we're not stopping for this shit.
We don't have time for that.
Yeah, like, just come on. We got to get that. It's really interesting to see how people are coming together. America does impress me that way. That is something I like about your country.
Well, thank you.
It's Australia herself.
Yes.
Speaking of impressive things to come out of this country,
that was my segue.
As the segue here, how did you find yourself in the entertainment world? Obviously, you were a firefighter for a period of time, but
that's a bit of a leap.
What made the leap? Yeah, exactly.
Well, actually, because I got discriminated for not being strong enough, and so I had a trainer that just got me like completely buffed out. I was so mad at the fire chief for what was going on in our town that I went to the Olympia in Las Vegas, which is one of the largest fitness competitions in the world. Just walking around as a spectator, got discovered there literally by a casting director found me. He started interviewing me right on the floor with thousands of people there. And from there, I just was shipped off to Chicago. I went on some talk shows. You probably remember Jenny Jones back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so they flew me out to be on Jenny Jones. It was too buff to get a date, and I brought another friend of mine, and we just like stole the show. It was the #1 of the season, and from that, then I was on the internet as this famous bodybuilder, and literally my career just went crazy. And then I became like literally Hollywood's go-to girl for in the music industry as far as the videos. Starting with working with Lady Gaga and Beyonce, just to name a few right off the top. That was a huge thing. Talk about behind the scenes. That was crazy filming that particular video. It was the telephone for your audience. That was the big iconic one with her and Beyonce together. And she was like, they did a fake tattoo on my arm and it said lady. So I'm with her and I'm like, look at my tattoo. And she didn't look at it. So I grab her and I'm like, no, look at it. And so she's like, oh, okay, cool. And then she like got connected to me, and I ended up staying with her the entire shoot, which was, you know, music videos go for like 18, 20 hours, insane. But yeah, I never went to the green room. Her manager kept trying to get me to go sit in the green room with all the other cast members, and she wouldn't have it. She was hanging on to me. She's like, I like you. And I'm like, yeah, I know you do. And then she was like, no, I really like you. I threw her in the jail, smacked her ass so hard. She like loved it. She jumps on the bars and she's like, YouTube won't air this, or no, MTV won't air this, but YouTube will. And we did this whole scene together. And then she ended up picking me to do another side scene with her. So we spent like 3 hours together, just her and I and the camera crew and the director and stuff. Right. It was just crazy. It was a lot of fun. But from there, I got to work with, you know, Jennifer Lopez. I've worked with Katy Perry a few times. I was on the MTV Awards with her, all kinds of stuff, until Nicki Minaj, who never showed up for rehearsal, kicked us off her set right an hour before we go film live, and changed the entire set, end up forgetting her words live. I'm like, ha! It's just like, she's not a favorite with crew, let's put it that way.
Wow. I'm a little bit shocked. I'm a little bit shocked that I'm a little bit shocked that someone who would be of that, you know, you always get the bad stories like, oh, the super famous person's like a big old asshole and you never want to meet your idols because they're never who you want to be. But I wouldn't think that in the world where you have to rely on other people to get your job done, which is what you guys do, you have to rely on other people, that you want to be such an ass to those people. They help you do your job.
It's not usually the super famous ones that are assholes. It's the ones that are either massively on the downswing or want to pretend they're super famous. Nicki Minaj is an exception. Mostly people are like Gaga or Beyonce, or they got there because they can get on with people.
They seem they're having a good time with it all, you know?
But yeah, they're having fun. They enjoy their job. I'm sorry she did that to you. She's known for behaving like that. That's not.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, she doesn't have the best reputation, but yeah, it kind of sucked. Because I mean, we rehearsed all day for the big finale with Katy Perry was the host that year, and it came down to where we were upstaging her in her little solo part, literally, because we're all, you know, there was a fitness girl from Canada and myself, and they had this little gold lame bikinis with stilettos and this basketball thing. When the set turned, it was all gold glitter and gold basketball. She took it all out, threw us out, and just stood there by herself.
Yeah,
really. And Katie's so cute that she's like, I'm sorry, that's not my world, that's hers. She's like, grab my phone. We took selfies together. In fact, it's in my book. She was super sweet. She's like, we'll work together, I promise. And I'm like, chick, this is the third time I've had something happen with you. I'm like, what's your deal with Katie? It's kind of funny. But working with J-Lo was fun though. She was cool. She's like, that's when she was with A-Rod. I wasn't even casted to be in this one scene with the merry-go-round. It was her Medicine music video, and all the models were getting ready. And I'm like, oh, I want to be in that set. I went to the director, please. And she's like, you really want to be in that? And I'm like, yeah, because I didn't even get to see J-Lo, right? Because I had this whole muscle scene in the morning.
Right.
And I was wrapped. And I'm like, I don't want to go, because she had this little string bikini. Like literally it was like threads. She's like, will you wear this? And I'm like, are you crazy? I ate pizza and ice cream last night. She's like, please, will you wear this for us? And it was like nothing. And I'm like, only if I get to pictures with Jennifer. And she's like, nobody gets pictures with J-Lo. And I'm like,
wow, okay.
Yeah, for real. Then I'm like, she goes, you can't even look at her and all of those things. And I'm like, well, like I said, if you want me to wear that, I'm getting my photo. So she goes, stick around, I'll see what I can do. Well, after she put me in that scene with this merry-go-round and all the models and stuff. It was an awesome. So I'm just standing there hanging out. I'm like, oh my God, how's your feet? I mean, we were just chatting, and she was super cool with me, but all the models ran away. No one was allowed to look at her. Just all these crazy little rules being on set with her. But I just jump up. I'm like, it's your turn to get a picture with me. And she's looking at me, and I'm like, yeah, I've got, you know, I've worked with Katie, Gaga, Iggy Azalea, Jennifer Hudson, just to name a few. And she's like, oh, okay, just don't post it. And I'm like, it's not my first time. But then I'm like, I want it for my book, which is this book.
That was I'm sitting, I'm looking at it. I'm trying to figure out how to segue into your book. I like that.
There it is.
That was even better.
Yeah, Beneath the Muscle, Unleash Your Inner Champion. The book went #1 in 11 countries.
It's a bestseller.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Congratulations, by the way. That is incredible.
Thank you. In 98 categories. And at the time, I didn't even know they had 98 categories. But yeah, so that was fun. But I've got the pictures there. So the picture with Katie and I that she just grabbed the phone and took a little selfie. And Jennifer, where is she? She's in here somewhere. So yeah, just behind the scenes stuff. It's fun. But I seem to get casted in all those kind of things. Justin Bieber, I did his Yummy video where I'm feeding him throughout the video, and
you're like an industry favorite for having this
staple. Industry staple. Well, you've done so much in the industry. What do you want to do long term? Like, where do you want to go from here? Because you've met everyone, you've done a little bit of everything. What is your long term?
Well, that's kind of wild, because I mean, I was getting casted in these videos as a fitness model in bikinis, and I was literally in my 50s. Now I'm in my 60s, and I'm still getting casted. I just did Julia Michaels' music video that just came out called Heaven, in a bikini with the weights. And I don't even really bodybuild anymore. But like you said, as far as behind the scenes stuff, I still get those jobs, which is exciting. So I want to just keep working, to be honest with you.
Wait, you said 60s?
Yeah. Botox, baby. Botox.
Like, I don't know who did it, but I need whoever did you to do me now.
I will share later.
Yeah, I need info. Sorry, I sidetracked. So you've done it. You're a best-selling author. You've been from music videos, television. You've done everything. What do you want to do? I mean, what's next? You've done everything.
Yeah. I'm coming out in Ben Affleck's new movie, The Accountant 2. That should be a pretty big deal. I think that's scheduled to come out in April. And that was fun. I just like to, tap in the industry, go to work, have some fun, and then I come back. I live in Orange County, not in LA, thank God, literally, because it's on fire. But just keep going. I'm an entrepreneur right now. I'm doing promotions for health and wealth expos. I've got a big one coming up. I have another flyer right here for Abundant Life Expo. So my whole thing is just giving back to the community, putting all my friends together, the relationships I've built over the years in health and wealth. And a lot of it's for the kingdom. So I'm working with Pedro Adeo's team right now, who's doing a 31-day wisdom challenge online, which he has 125,000 people that joined. So it's pretty good. Yeah. To build money and health and just health and wealth, because without either one, I mean, where are we at? Without your health, what is all this wealth? It doesn't matter. Like you don't even feel well right now.
I got plenty of money, but I also have lupus. So it's kind of that, I got to work on the health.
There you go. So the two are very, very connected. And I consider myself an expert on both sides of it, because I've put my whole life into that.
Right.
So I just want to keep going, you guys, to answer that question. My expos are a lot of fun, but my passion is golfing and pickleball right now. You can find me on the courts or on the course.
What is pickle? I keep hearing about pickleball. What is
pickleball? Oh my gosh, it's the fastest growing sport in the world. It's crazy. It's in between tennis and table tennis. So you're on a court and you normally play with doubles, and it's a smaller paddle with a plastic ball with holes in it. And it's like strategy. It's competitive. I don't know. It's just a lot of fun. Anybody can play.
I can't even play tennis.
I've got to ask as a pickleball enthusiast, why can I buy a rack for a tennis ball for $15, but I got to spend $200 on a pickleball paddle? I don't get it.
Popular.
That's the only answer.
Hey, let's get real, right?
Oh,
everybody wants one. You don't have to. There's paddles on Amazon now.
Yeah.
You could buy a couple comes with a little cover and some balls, all different prices. It's all marketing, really.
Got it.
It really is. It's just getting out and playing is a big deal. More time on the court is how you get better.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just really enjoying it. There's a tournament tomorrow. I got my first gold medal where I play. So that was kind of fun with my partner.
Oh my God, you're bigger than an enthusiast. You're a gold medal competitor.
Yes, well past the enthusiast. That's awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah, it was fun. It's called the Village Games. It's kind of like a mini Olympics where I play golf and pickleball and all the things. And here in Laguna, and it was a lot of fun. We smoked the last one because I dressed my partner. We had little twin outfits. All how you look, right? In the mindset.
Yeah.
I'm like, because I was new. I was a pretty new player. And my first tournament, I'm like, you know what? We may not play well, but we're going to
look fabulous. Well, here's a question. Can you wear, do you wear tennis outfits? How do you dress?
Yeah, well, we did it. We had little skirts, with shorts underneath, with a pickleball tank top, and a little gold pickleball necklace, and it said pickleball with all the colors on it. We just looked super cute. Let's put it that way. And I dressed both of us like twins because she was my partner, and we're like team intimidation, and it really totally worked. They didn't even know what to do. We were just like serving. We won 11-1 the last game.
I love that.
Right.
Yeah, it worked.
You murdered them.
Murdered it. Because they didn't even know what was happening, and we're really not that good, to be transparent, at least at that time. But it was the attitude, the mindset, and these are things I've coached other people along the way. It's all about your passion, mindset, and attitude, really. And in my case, giving all the glory to God and just keep rocking. It's fun.
It's the old adage: if you think you can or you think you can't, you're right.
Oh, you know what?
Either way, right? Yeah. Either way, you can make yourself right in just about anything. So I'm like, we're going to smoke this. And she was nervous, and we didn't. It was our first one, but we're planning another one in April, so I'm excited. Pickleball and golf is kind of my passion right now, and just, when I get casting in things, and I'll drive up to Hollywood, do the deal, and then come back to my little sanctuary that I built here for myself.
Absolutely. This is going to be kind of this is a veering question. Like, we're going off left field here real quick, but you mentioned all glory to God. And I hear, especially when I hear people talk about who are not in the entertainment world, they kind of view you guys as like these fake lizard people sent up here by Satan to take over the world and murder our children. So how do you kind of relate that? Like, you're a person of faith, clearly. How do you kind of take it from those people who talk or think so ill of you in the entertainment world?
I've tried to keep it separate up until now, because now it's just so apparent what's happening, how evil our world has become, and the division and all that. Started with the elections and all that kind of stuff. I just trying to keep it separate because, again, I want to work. So, right. We all know, we got to kind of play the game a little bit. But now, I mean, I've been on set with the show Physical on Apple. And I remember we were watching some sermons on my phone, and we had a whole crowd of people at when we were in holding, watching it. And everybody's like, yeah. And then by the end of the shoot, for the end of the whole week, it ended up just being one other gal and myself. And it just like either you're attracted to it or you're reflected by it. And either way, I don't judge. It's not my job to judge. But I had a little weight. I even have my cross in my heart on here. I have the Bible that's in this little necklace. So when people ask, then I'll say, and either they want to hear more or they don't. And I don't care either way. I'm not attached to the results. I'm just not. It's not my position. I have my beliefs, and I live my life the way I do for him. And if they don't want to, that's on them. It doesn't make any sense. Like, I went on a TV show, My Strange Addiction, on TLC.
Oh, yeah.
That was a good show. It was a crazy show.
I like that show.
Yeah, I got casted before it even aired. So I was one of the first people. And the director's like talking to me. And he's like, well, we got to do this and this. And I'm like, no. I said, I'll do it if I can tell my own story my way. And you guys don't, go sideways on me because it's reality TV.
Right.
And I mean,
always go sideways.
Yeah. For sensationalism. And so they said, well, we'll have to get back on you. We have to check with the network and And then they called me back like 2 weeks later, and they said, okay, that you can do this. We just need you to follow a little bit of the menu, like the whole series. Cause I'm not crazy with these, I don't eat my couch.
Well, the one that was eating glass, the one I remember was eating glass. Someone else was sniffing gasoline. Like, that was
some crazy things. Yeah, mine was addicted to bodybuilding, which is hello, but I make good TV.
That's just called bodybuilding. Like, there's no addicted to it. You have to do. It's like him. He goes to the gym 8 hours a day.
It requires an addiction to be into it a little bit.
Exactly. So it wasn't really an addiction, but it was really good.
It works on TV.
Yeah, you got to want it more than you want to eat your couch.
Right. And then so we filmed that show, and it was it was very successful. It was a lot of fun, and I got to be, transparent, tell my story, and they were in my home and doing all the things. They filmed me in the gym, doing crazy workouts. We filmed it all in one day, but it looked like a whole, I changed all my outfits, how we do.
Yeah.
Anyways, it was a pretty big deal. But when it came to tell my story, though, all the whole crew was in here. My family was here. And I remember the big light was on my face, and just sitting in a chair, and he started asking me these deep questions. And I couldn't talk. I literally could not talk. I was so emotional, and I started crying. I'm like, my makeup. I literally just got up and I left. I just left my house, and the director's freaking out. He's like texting me. He's like, you need to come back. And I'm like, not today. It's not happening. He's like, Lauren, he goes, well, first of all, we can't pay you if you don't finish the segment. Yeah. And 2, without your story, there's no show.
Right.
And so for whatever reason, I slept on it. We went out on this yacht, and they were filming us on this boat. My mom was there. I ended up talking. We came back. He cleared the room. No one was allowed to be in there. And it was just him and I got through the story, and it made really good TV. So 12 years later, fast forward, after I've been saved, I got baptized in the ocean. All these things were amazing. I said, I'm going to use my platform and my voice for the Lord. I literally said it on camera because it was kind of like Jesus Revolution. I got baptized at the same place, and it was all this thing with the interview. It was just amazing.
That's
anyway,
really cool.
it was pretty awesome. But after I said that, 2 weeks later, again, I get a call from a casting director. And he goes, "Hey, you were a fan favorite on our show 12 years ago, was My Strange Addiction." He goes, "We're greenlighting the project. We're bringing it back. And we want to feature Where Are They Now? And we picked you." And I'm like, well, where I'm at now is my walk with Jesus and the Lord. And that was it. Came right out of my mouth. And he's like, again, well, we have to get approval from the network on that topic and all that. And I said, well, then I don't need the exposure. So if I can't be transparent and authentic of where I'm at, I won't do it. I don't need to do it.
Right.
Right. And so they called me back and they said, okay, well, we greenlit your topic. They flew the whole crew out from New York. We did this whole thing. It was giant. It's aired. It was pretty awesome. So yeah, I'm really proud of that. My addiction to Jesus. So they changed it from addicted to bodybuilding to addicted to Jesus. Again, not eating my couch.
I'm like, so the two things that you've
been addicted
to faith and health. Well, faith and health. You monster.
Right? I know. How dare me?
It's like of all the things, I'm like, we work in Hollywood. If you want addicts, we got them. But you got health and Jesus.
Right. Shame on me. Right. So
that's funny. A bit of a leap, like bit of a reach. I like that. I like that.
It was fun. And so those are things I like to do. So to answer again your question, Bear, those are, to continue just telling, documentary style stories. My life has been on TV probably about, I don't know, almost a dozen times now, the way from being on Eat True Hollywood till that Strange Addiction, Botched, worked with the doctors. I've been with RuPaul. I've done all kinds of things, Housewives, just whatever comes my way. If it fits, I like to work. I love the camera.
Housewives must have been a fun one.
We got to get a reality show on you. Like that. That would be fun. We need to get a reality show.
100%.
I like this.
Yeah, I've talked to
a reality show on her, please. Can you set up a meeting? Sorry.
Handle that. Yeah, handle that. Would you?
Yeah, I'm on it. That's what I do. That's what I'm on it.
Yeah, people have been saying that for me for years, and that's why I wrote the book for one. But because I live a different life, I've chose different paths. I ride a Harley. I mean, I surf on my head. I wakeboard and ski, and was this champion 10 time, not one time, but 10 time. Bodybuilding heavyweight champion. I started at 40. I won the same show at 50. Then I started promoting shows. I was guest posing all over the world. I'm judging for the USA for fitness world competitions. I hosted a world competition here in Huntington Beach. I mean, my life is so crazy and fun and wild, but it's all positive. So people, Bravo, though, I had a 2-hour interview with them when they were trying to cast me to be with the Housewives, to be Tamara Judge's fitness trainer. Mm-hmm. They're like, you know what? It came to it that you are too much. You will outshine the Housewives, and you'll drown them, and it won't work. And I'm like, well, then give me my own.
They should have put you. Yeah, that's it. Well, they should have. If they're going to do that, you would have been better set with like Teresa Giudice, because she's got it would have been like New Jersey. You could have done New Jersey because they have a lot of personality.
That they do.
But Real Housewives here in Orange County. I'm not fighting the girls, but they're very.
Have you seen the show? It's so insane.
Oh,
I know them all. I watch it. I mean,
I know the New Jersey cast. That's who we deal with mostly.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I don't deal a lot with the Orange County team. So
Patty Stinger had them on from a Millionaire Matchmaker.
Mm-hmm.
She actually got casted on that show. They pulled me off a music video with Shaun White at the time, who was the director. Director was friends with Patty. He let me go while I'm filming something. I had to run there, do all this audition stuff for Millionaire Matchmaker, and then come back to the show and be in the big celebration video. It's pretty funny. She put me on my show, but it was to meet with the New Jersey people were there. It was a lesbian one to date Rosie.
Okay, yeah.
Yes. And I didn't know. I'd never even watched the show, so I had no idea. She was asking me questions. Patty's like, it says here you're Barbie with biceps. What makes you that? And I'm like, hello, have you not seen me? And it went viral. Like, yeah, it was crazy. I used it on the commercials. And then I ended up working with Patty on a couple of things. And she came on RuPaul's and offered me my own mixer. And then she got fired from.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Bravo dumped her on that. I know I need to contact her again though, because I'm still single and I'd love to do a single show, like a matchmaker thing. I need to
call it. We can set up a dating show. That'd be fun.
Wouldn't that? Because
we could do that for sure.
She was afraid of me though when I did interview with RuPaul when he was as Ru. Was called Good Work. He just did it for one season. They brought talent back from Botched when I was on Botched with the plastic surgeons.
Right.
So Terry DeBro was on there. RuPaul was interviewing me, and she came out. When I was in hair and makeup, the director comes. She's like, "Oh my God, Patty is terrified of you." And she goes, "She thinks you're going to kill her." And I'm like, "Oh," I said, "I know why. It was from my friend that we were on the same show together. She ripped her apart. This other bodybuilding girl ripped her apart on national TV. And they used it, right? Of course, sensationalism. And she walked off. She's like, "I'm going to sue you," and got all that. She thought I was her. So I go, "Tell her it's not me. I'm the good one that she liked. I was the Barbie."
Totally different person.
Yeah, I'm not gonna hurt her on TV. Yeah, it was pretty funny. I would love to be on her show again. She owes me because she promised me on national TV. I have the footage of her saying, "Okay, Lauren, we're gonna give you your own mixer." Blah blah blah.
We're gonna set that
we'll
up.
Make it happen then.
Well, what I find so interesting. I love that you're talking to the audience about this because, I put together a lot of reality TV shows and now they're looking for more. They're doing more and more authenticity is what they're looking for. I have 30 shows. 32. Lex is yelling in the background.
You guys have a long roster of shows.
Yeah, that have been requested for us for this year.
Nice.
And it used to be like, I don't think people realize how much production really goes into reality shows or how unreal reality shows are. And now that they're looking for more authenticity, people with personality are what we need because we're not allowed to set it up like we used to. We used to just be like, all right, do all this. Now it's a reality show. It's nothing real about reality.
Correct.
Now they're looking. Yeah, she's like, I know.
Oh wow! I got another story for you, but go on. I had no idea.
Change that, so they're looking for more authentic. Mm-hmm. So you are perfect to head a show now because you've got all that personality naturally. Where before you used to have to amp people up and dress it up and kind of make it up. Now it's different. Now tell me about the story. I want to hear the story. You're who we're here.
Yeah. So I did a director's reel for some other show. They got a hold of it when Botched was coming out with the doctors on E. Mm-hmm. So they're calling me and they wanted to cast me to get surgery on this botched show. And I was not botched. Let's just start with that.
Yeah.
Right.
My mom's like, "Are you crazy? Do you know these doctors? They're amazing. They're on TV," because she watched the Hills and Orange County, which the husbands were on both shows. And she's like, "That's a gift. You're doing it. Whatever they want to do it.
Take it." Yeah.
So I get casted on that. It was pretty crazy. We did over 500 hours of filming. Talk about reality. Wow. They had me like insane. They came down. They filmed me wakeboarding with dolphins behind my sister's boat in Dana Point. They had me riding my Harley along the beach. I was riding into the car, riding my bike home. Like all this footage, interviews my mom. She was actually my chosen sister. All these backstory interviews made me do so much stuff, so much work. Oh my gosh, you're spinning on the table half naked, like all the stuff that they do. Crazy. They didn't use 1 second of it. They completely switched the narrative on me right before I was going into surgery. I had the IV in my arm. They gave me the pill, whatever, to relax you.
Yeah.
The field director, who became my friend because we worked together so much, comes in. She's like, "Okay, Lauren, you've got to say this stuff. We're not going to use it, but just the network wants you to say you're doing steroids and da 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 da." And I'm like, "But I'm not. Hello, I'm not competing, and I'm going into surgery for crying out loud, right?"
Right.
And she's like, "No, just say it, but we won't use it." Okay.
Hello. Then why would you say it? Yeah.
You know where this is going. So I'm like, "Oh yeah, I love Anavar or something," which is true. I still do. No big secret. And they turned the whole narrative, changed the entire segment of my story, all about doing big steroid use. And the doctors are talking about it while I'm under. They're like doing surgery on my breast and on my neck. I had double surgery, 8.5 hours. I'm under. And that's all they talked about. The whole story went that way. And it wasn't
That's
even true. It made the doctors look they made the doctors look ridiculous because Dubrow comes in and he goes, "Oh, we got your blood work back and there's something wrong with your, I don't even know, was it heart or kidney, lungs, something." It was all bullshit.
Yeah, right.
Right. You're just totally making it up because it made them look stupid. You can't go into pre-op with
saying that someone's on steroid, like, and with heart problems or lung, like, come on,
anything wrong with your blood work, right?
Oh.
You just can't do it. So it made them look ridiculous that they're operating on me anyway for 8.5 hours for double surgery. Paul gave me a mini neck lift, or like was a bonus free just for TV purposes again. Right. And then they made my breasts smaller because I just had them done. It cost me 20 grand in my own money. Then they redid them to make them smaller to be on the show. Because Terry's like, they made me do like a psych test and do all this stuff to go on.
Yeah.
Right.
Like whole EKGs. I mean, I was just running around doing all these crazy things to IQ tests. Like, it was crazy just to be a patient on the show. So by the time I did all that, then he's like, "Well, your breasts aren't botched." And I'm like, "But I said, I'm going on your show because I've been through
hell." Yeah, like I want it.
Yeah, we're doing this now. And so I'm telling Terry, and he loves the cameras, and him and I got along great. He's always bragging about his, fitness levels. We end up arm wrestling on the show and stuff. It was pretty funny.
Sweet.
But, yeah, so we came up with some narrative again to change the story that I want to find a man, and I have to look more feminine and sexy, and so my breasts were smaller, and just talk about reality TV. We just changed this whole narrative
just to get the surgery.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Now we're at the end of the show. We've run out of time. I'd love to have you on again. You are entertaining as hell. Well, you're entertaining as hell. Tell everyone where to find you on social media so they go and follow you.
Oh yeah, Instagram, Lauren Powers Official. Look for the blue check, not the imposters. LaurenPowers.com is my website. It shows all the little video clips that we're talking about with all the musics, celebrities. It's all that stuff's there. So just LaurenPowers.com is pretty simple. And then all my icons and or the websites are there to find me on social, Facebook, Instagram, all the things,
Yes.
Go follow her. I'd love to have you on again. Your stories are entertaining as hell for behind the scenes.
Those are just, hey, don't get me started, man.
I want to. I'm like, that's
I know. Let's go.
I like it. And I definitely want to talk to you about a show. Thank you so much for joining us.
Well, call me after.
I'm going to.
Nice to meet
guys,
you.
Oh, likewise. Appreciate having you on today.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Guys, thank you for joining us on Behind the Scenes. We'll see you next week.
Good night.
This has been Behind the Scenes with the Baroness and Bear Fiorda. Only on Talk 4 Media.